Thank you for joining us for Turn the Page with Paige, brought to you by the Goddard School. I'm your host, Paige Holsey, and today we're going for a little bit of a road trip. Grab the kids. An American Road Trip for Kids introduces children to some of the most popular travel destinations and tourist attractions from around the U.S. It's just one of a bookshelf full of books from St. Louis author Bill Clevlen. And Bill joins us now in studio, so glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I can't pass up the opportunity to say you actually got a paycheck from K-Movie back in the day.
Well, it wasn't much of a paycheck, Paige, but it was indeed a paycheck.
And then you smartened up
a long time ago.
Published books. No,
yeah.
glad to have you back, and welcome to our new studio here in Maryland Heights.
Nice digs.
So let's talk more about your book and what makes it different, a different travel book for kids than maybe other ones.
Well, you know, I think every person who is in television or radio or entertainment, we all think we have to write a children's book. Would you agree with that? I think everybody thinks they have to write at least one children's book. And so I thought, well, what could my topic be? Obviously, I cover travel. And so I wanted kids to be able to recognize, you know, certain landmarks and just different things that I think, you know, adults would recognize, places we all want to travel that are on our bucket list. And so, so I wanted to give kids kind of an early start on those road trips, because travel, you know, you've heard, I'm sure, you know, travel, it's good for the soul. Well, it is good for the soul, and it's good for kids to get an early start, in my opinion, to get out there and experience other places around the country.
Yeah, it opens the door to so many other educational opportunities, whether it's geography, history, culture, food, I mean, so many different things. When you pursued this book, though, is interesting. Tell me where you got the idea for this book and how it kind of all came together.
Well, I wrote it during the pandemic. And so,
which is ironic, because when you couldn't anywhere,
travel,
you wrote a book about going everywhere.
Yeah. And so, you know, I think back to when I put this together, I was literally sitting on a chair in the living room going, I can't go anywhere. But it was a great project for the pandemic, because it, you know, it kind of kept me busy. And so, I put it together, and it's been, you know, really fun to talk about and promote.
All right, well, give us a sneak peek. Open the pages and tell us, what are some of the destinations that you take young readers to?
You want me to open it?
Well, you figure.
I can open it. I don't know if I can read it without glasses on. But, you know, no, just great spots. Like, you know, here we have, you know, the Liberty Bell. Yeah. Actually, I just went there for the first time a couple of months ago. And, you know, what I did was I wrote poems. When I was a kid, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, I started writing poetry. I don't really do it anymore. And so it was kind of fun to kind of go back in time and remember when I used to write little poems.
It's a different style of writing. It's a different sort of muscle and skill.
Yeah, and I remember when I was a kid, I'm not going to lie and tell you I read a lot of books, but I remember the ones that I really enjoyed were the ones that, you know, they rhyme, a little sing-songy. And so Mount Rushmore, one of the spots that, have you been to Mount Rushmore?
No, I haven't.
Okay, we got to
Maybe I need to take my kids there.
Take you on a road trip. Do you want me to read one of these?
You don't have to. I know.
No? Okay, I don't have my glasses. It's I didn't need glasses when I worked here the first time.
But I do appreciate that it's not text heavy, because I think sometimes travel books can get bogged down and then it gets intimidating, but you keep it light, you keep it moving. And the photos.
And it has photos.
Yeah, the photos have their own story, because they look like cartoon photos, but they're actually pictures you actually took yourself.
So I don't know how I came up with this, but I had an app on my phone, and the app was for taking your pictures and turning them into cartoons. And I just thought, well, how cool would that be? So I took actual photos from my even my Hyundai Tucson that I drive around the country is in there in a cartoon form, and so the whole book is they're photos that I took, but they are made into cartoons.
Okay. Well, you have another book that would make a great read for kids. This next one that we want to talk about, Finding the American Dream.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Yeah, this actually, I've written 5 books. This is probably my favorite. And
really? That says a lot.
Well, the reason I like it is, you know, I kept hearing over and over, you know, people would say, well, the American dream is dead. And that just, you know, really broke my heart to hear people say that. And so what I did, I went back and I found all of these folks from history, folks who came from pretty much nothing, and ended up being hugely successful. And one thing that I found was that they didn't really have much, and they worked hard, and they in a sense, achieved the American dream. And so I went through and I just chronicled all these people, entertainers like Tina Turner or Thomas Edison or Henry Ford, Mark Twain, another famous Missourian, who, again, didn't really start with much, but worked hard, had a great idea, had some sort of talent, and really honed in on that, and obviously became very important people in American history. And so the cool thing is, not only do you learn about them, again, it's a travel book, so there's a place in here, or several places, depending on the person, where you can go and actually stand in Thomas Edison's laboratory, or you can go to Tina Turner's schoolhouse where she went to school. So there's a travel theme to it too, and so hopefully it inspires kids to work hard and achieve the American dream.
Yeah, they're going to learn about these historical figures.
Yes.
They can plot a road trip along the way, but still be inspired to really reach for the stars.
Yep.
So you said 5 books? 6?
I know,
What
it seems
number are we on
impossible
now?
that somebody who didn't graduate college would write 5. Yes, 5. And I'm working on a 6th now.
What is it about creating books that you enjoy so much?
Well, I never said I enjoyed writing them, but it's part of my job.
Well, don't make the kids at home think that this is going to pay the bills because
Yeah,
we know that.
yeah, you know that now. It's honestly, it's really neat to be, and I've heard actually from teachers that I had in school who are, number one, completely stunned that I could write a book, but no, who are proud and go, look, if I can do it, anybody can do it, and it is really cool to be able to walk into a store or walk into a museum or whatever and go, oh my gosh, there's my book.
It is.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's very cool. Okay, so where can we pick up these great books?
Best place is billontheroad.com. That is my travel website, so folks can find all my books on there, and also road trip ideas and videos and all sorts of stuff about traveling around the country and around the world.
Now, I know you've already admitted that you don't read much of other books, but surely you can recommend another children's book author.
Yeah,
that we should check out.
I knew this question was coming, but I will tell you, so a guy who used to work here as well, back when I worked here 20-something years ago, Ryan Newspickle.
And we have
he's
featured Ryan here
yeah.
on Turn the Page with Paige, so you have to go back and watch that episode too.
Great guy, and he's not going to see this, right? He's not going to see
I'm
me.
gonna send
Yeah,
him a clip.
no, he's a great guy, and he gave me some tips when I was putting together my children's book, and has some great St. Louis themed, and just a real entertaining guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, thank you so much. Always great to catch up with you when you're not on the road, when you have a pit stop here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So thanks for stopping by our studio, and thank you for spending a few minutes with us here today as well. We hope to see you again for Turn the Page with Paige soon.